This is a perfect time to bring in our next in-studio guest, one of your good friends,
lift our spirits.
Yes, Steve Vail, BYU TV analyst, volleyball expert. He's been with us for over a decade.
Fresh
and currently
from the sand.
wiping away the tears.
The wounds are still fresh. I'm not going to lie to you.
Steve, you're reunited with Jarom, but on BYU Sports Nation. How do you feel about this moment?
It's surreal. Jeremy even mentioned it's not January. How come I'm seeing you again already?
Normally it's goodbye after the last match. See you in January.
Goodbye, best friend. I'll see you in 7 months.
That literally happened 4 years in a row.
Yeah, pretty
and then
much.
last year we're like, hey, we should see each other during the summer. Just hang out once.
So we're talking about Twitter, Steve, and you have just joined the program, my friend.
Right?
This
I know.
is one of the best things ever.
It's pretty crazy.
Good.
I know. My niece was watching the match against Stanford, the final, and the one that we won. And then and she's watching all these tweets come through. She's a I can't even say it, social media specialist. So she's watching and she's like, why is he not on Twitter? And yeah, great question. I know Jarom has asked that about 1,000 times. So we go over there Sunday for dinner and she sits down with me and sets me up with my Twitter page. Is that what it's called?
Nope, but go ahead.
And so, and then the people start following me and whatever, and it was just really fun. And so last night, Josh Penrod, former middle for BYU, I don't even remember when, 100 years ago, we're tweeting back and forth, and he's like, I can't believe how hard I took that loss. It was so difficult. And so I'm trying to answer him, and I'm answering my own tweets. So I'm like,
you tweeted at yourself. I saw it, yeah.
And I called myself out. I'm like, total newbie move, you know. And I was like, what is it? Hashtag learning curve or something.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, welcome to the internet. I think you're going to like it. And it was pretty funny. So thanks. I'm here.
It's been great. At Solid Steve with an X. So at XOLID Steve. That's how you follow Steve. Let's check your Twitter. You have 108 followers right now.
Yeah.
You had 3 on Sunday.
I was one of the first
when you
3,
had
by
your
the way,
first tweet.
Thank you, Spencer.
Yep.
You were one of the first 3?
I was.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's grown, 108 in like 5 days.
It was Sunday, yeah. And then I said, you have like 4,000, 4,100. I don't want to short you. Yeah, at least 4,100.
Something like that.
And I told my brother-in-law, he's like, I can't believe you have 100 followers already. It's only been less than a week. And I'm like, Jarom has over 4,000. It's on. And so if you're out there and you're listening, follow me because I don't know why, but it's on and I have to beat you. I don't know why.
That's the competition.
It is on. Let's go.
That is the competition. Okay, as much as we don't want to talk about what happened last night.
I know, I'm avoiding it like crazy.
You are the expert.
There.
We heard from Taylor Sander and what he thought went wrong in the 4th set specifically, but after a terrible first set, they seemed to get it together and they had 2 match points. What happened that they were not able to close this thing out?
I'll tell you what, that situation right there, and I don't care what level you play at, it is a pressure cooker. And you could tell, I think it was the 4th when both Michalski and Cook missed their serves late in that set, and I thought, oh, that opened the door for us.
Yeah.
All we have to do is keep the pressure on them with the serve, because the more pressure we put on, the worse the passing is, the better our block is. Those are our 2 biggest things. But it's one thing to say it and know it and try to think it for them, but it's another thing to come through. And I think we served okay, but not really strong. And we didn't really put that pressure on, and they were able to eke that out. I really thought we had that in the 4th set. That was crusher. That was hard.
And then BYU had to play from behind in the 5th, and it really changed when Taylor kind of tweaked his knee. It's a close set at that point. He tweaks his knee. I think they set him one more time after that.
Yeah, I don't know how hurt he was, and I'm curious to hear what he said about that, because you're right, they didn't use him a whole lot. Then right after that, Hatch, and they showed the replay on that. He got his ankle.
90-degree turn on his ankle.
Yeah, he got his ankle pretty bad. The backbreaker for me, I thought, was, and I tweeted this out. So if anybody saw it, my 100 followers probably read it. So, but it was 12-11. He subs Matt Underwood in for Hatch, who gets the first point to bring us to 11-12. He serves again, and it's kind of a BB. Like, it's a tough serve, a lot of pace on it. They overpass it.
And then Stephen Irvin.
No, Shaw.
Oh, Shaw.
Is 6'8", uses every bit of his 6'8" frame, gets up and stabs at this ball and somehow shoots it out to Michalski, who puts it away. And they go up 13-11. That was, and from being on the court at one point and watching it, I guarantee you that was the backbreaker. BYU makes that point. It's 12-12. All of a sudden, they're serving the pressures on Stanford. But they get that. It's a little bit of a cushion. It's 13-11. And BYU's like, seriously? They side that ball out? We're dead. And I'm not saying that's exactly what everybody thought, but that was how I saw it.
Yeah, that was tough. Steve Vail, BYU TV volleyball analyst, is on BYU Sports Nation. Tough to see this team, and last year's team for that matter, two championship teams go to the tournament and not come away a champion. These are two of the best BYU teams ever, but they don't end up national champions. How do you think they're remembered when all is said and done?
I think Taylor Sanders is going to be he's going to be held high forever, for all time. In fact, I even saw a few former BYU players, even John Alleman, as you like to call him.
I can't pronounce.
The Jamaican version of John Alleman. He tweeted out best outside hitter in BYU history.
No doubt.
And there have been some amazing outside hitters, Larkin and
Mike Wall.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some.
Andrew Stewart.
There have been a ton that have just been phenomenal. But Taylor Sander, I mean, he's all around. His serve, his defense, his passing, his blocking, his hitting, his back row attack. I mean, yeah, anywhere on the court, that guy can hurt you.
What's next for him? I know that he has Olympic aspirations both on the hard court and on the sand.
Yeah.
Do you expect him to reach the elite level in the Olympics on both of those platforms?
I'd be really surprised if he didn't go next level and be. I mean, I think Reed Priddy might be 6'4". He's not a real big guy. He's got hops too and a cannon for a shoulder. But I think Taylor Sander, like I said, the all-around version of a volleyball player. And I like Karch Karai, who is arguably he's like the Michael Jordan of the sport. He went and played indoor, and I don't remember if the International League was paying as well back then, but he played for the national team, won at least one gold indoor, and then as he got a little bit older, he moved to outdoor and then played in the sand. Of course, back in the 90s, it was big money for sand. But so I'm seeing Taylor do that. He's going to go somewhere, and he's going to pull in some big bucks. It's going to be next level. So he's going to have a little bit of a learning curve, but I think once he gets his feet under him, he's going to be as good as anybody out there.
And we've had conversations with the United States national men's team coach John Speraw, who coaches UCLA, when they were in town a couple weeks ago. He said that he has to pass a little bit better, but other than that, he's pretty much ready for that level. And this summer he'll train with Team USA, and who knows, if he got on the World League team or something, that'd be great. But the Olympics are kind of the next thing for him. 2016, getting on that team, and then hopefully playing internationally next year.
Yeah, and Speraw kind of danced around a little bit. I remember in that interview. But
it wasn't like, oh, yeah, he's the guy.
Well, but then towards the very end, he just made one comment that was something like, yeah, you've got one player right now in Foodie, but you're about to have another. He said something along that line.
Threw it in there at the
Yeah, kind of in the end, it was like, well, I don't know, we'll see. There's a lot of good players out there, and then like right at the very end, yeah, you'll have one more out there in a minute. So I mean, I almost said Stanford.
Leave them out of it. Leave the Cardinal out of it.
Come on!
All of the Cardinals I can still not say it right, but yeah, Sanders got a long career ahead of him, beach or indoor.
Steve Vail, BYU TV volleyball analyst and Santa Barbara legend.
Yeah, in his own mind.
On BYU Sports Nation. Okay, so you have a really, really funny thing that you do on the air. You like to ID different volleyball opponents that BYU matches up with and compare them to different Hollywood actors.
Yeah.
So we have Michael Brinkley, the libero from UC Irvine, who you said was Rufio from
my
the
gosh.
movie Hook.
If everybody didn't see that one, then they need to get out more.
Bangarang Rufio!
Rufio!
Okay. There's a dude from Hawaii that you called Ron Weasley.
Last year, you remember the redhead?
I kind of. I mean,
got
because
some flack for that one.
Yeah, that's a little bit rougher because Rufio was kind of like the cool kid of the Lost Boys, I guess you could say. But Ron Weasley was
Ron Weasley.
He was Ron Weasley. Yeah.
Okay, so if Jarom were
and
playing
then there are
volleyball,
random 80s movie references,
Yes.
and I'm like, I'm sorry, I was
That's so
2
funny
years
because I'll
old.
glance over at Jarom when I do that, and he just looks at me like, I have no idea. You're speaking Martian
I don't
right now.
often look at you when I don't know.
You're like, please don't make me comment on that. I have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah, I feel that way in my production meeting every morning when I say something. Sometimes Jarom will look at me like, "You're an idiot,"
or I'll just say
I
it.
take solace in the fact that somebody out there got what I was talking about,
there-
like the bear hunt.
Yeah, bear
thing.
hunt. So you say bear hunt. Was it the Thursday Santa Barbara match?
It was the one that
was
my
it-
niece was watching because she told me like it blew up. Like everybody was.
There was
quoting
hashtag bear hunt on Twitter. And
It was
stuff.
like trending. Is that the term? I don't know.
You nailed it. Yeah, you actually got one. That was good.
I got one. Yes, one for.
So if Jarom were playing volleyball, what actor would you compare him to? I have a few in mind, but
do you?
who would you go with?
Put me on the spot. Why don't I have to see
Brian
it.
Regan. Who do you
Like
think I am?
So, like for you, Spencer, I nailed that one right off the bat. I was like, anybody ever tell you look like Jude Law?
Okay.
Well,
And then-
well, you go up to Stanford's head coach before the match.
I'm
on
meeting
Saturday.
John Costi for the first time,
And you're like-
Stanford's head coach.
He's never met Spencer. He's talked to us the last 5 or 6 years. Hey, this is Jude Law's stunt double right here, Spencer Linton. And you're
Got a
like,
laugh out of him though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
did
So,
get a
Jerem, I'm buying time right now because I don't. I'll have to come back
He's
to you on
got a
that
couple.
one. Do you? Okay. Well, you throw it out.
Okay,
Let me see.
let's start. Have you ever seen the show Scrubs on TV?
Have I ever seen Scrubs? Yes.
Zach
I've seen-
Braff.
Yes, Zach Braff. Okay, I can
Okay,
see
a
that.
little
I can
bit.
see that.
I'll take that one.
All right.
Jerem
He needs
gets
bigger hair, but yes.
Yes, Jerem gets Michael Cera every once in a while.
Oh,
Sort of.
a little bit actually.
I sort of have the beak like
Dude.
him. I don't
And when he
know.
wears a
Juno.
striped sweater, he looks like Steve from Blue's Clues.
Okay, that's a little obscure, but I have to admit I have seen Blue's Clues. Dude, those are all pretty good actually. I'm impressed because that's my thing. Like I watch enough movies that I'll always see people. In fact, I've seen RoboCop for years. And
the new one too.
No, the old one. But and because he's old, he's gray now. It's actually
There's a dude in the volleyball matches
Oh, he looks
that
just
shows
like
up.
him.
He looks just like the actor that played the original RoboCop.
Yeah,
and
Peter
whenever
Weller.
we see him, like, Peter. What?
Peter Weller.
Peter
Yeah.
Weller. There he is. We'll point him out.
And it's
Peter Weller.
Kimball Taylor and his sister plays at UV right now. Anyway,
That would be Utah Valley.
thank you, Utah Valley University. Yeah, the little brother across the way.
At Tasha Lynn 19, I'd rather be Jude Law's stunt double than Steve from Blue's Clues. Sorry. Hey, me too, man.
I love
In
that
Sherlock,
whole thing.
Yes.
I love that whole thing where the guy that was just in here for the rugby team's like, there's
Jordan
pretty
Howard.
much there's a position for every body type, and Jeremy goes, not mine, and I'm like, oh, it stole my thunder. I was so gonna throw that out there, but anyway,
That's what I do the whole season is steal your thunder.
yes, thanks a lot.
I'll talk up till the serve and then not give you any time.
Steve Vail with us on BYU Sports Nation. Our Twitter question today, Steve, is which Bay Area team do you dislike more right now, Stanford or Cal? I'm guessing you're going to go with the
Gee,
Cardinal.
that's a tough one. Did you guys not see my tweet? I actually tweeted in, and I don't even rate that. Maybe I tweeted the wrong place. That sounds like me. I don't know. I just threw it out there randomly. I didn't.
You got to
do it.
stop using your MySpace page.
Oh,
This
for
is a new
heaven's sakes,
era.
MySpace. Thanks. I tweeted it at AOL.com.
Juno, what is good? Yeah.
No, Juno, yeah. Netscape? That's what I tweeted it out to.
Netscape.
Oh, my goodness.
See, I can go old school. I like your shirt, by the way. That
Thank
was when
you.
my brother was playing here. And yeah,
You
that's.
played lacrosse here?
Well, that was the
Oh,
same
the
design
logo,
as all I
sorry.
meant. No, not lacrosse. He played volleyball.
Can I
back in
get
the
you?
day.
Can I get the BYU Sports Nation breaking news to be played, please?
Ooh, wow.
We're gonna need this. We have some breaking news
Do it.
Dude.
for Steve Vail.
Okay.
Can we play
Am
that
I
one?
at 109?
BYU Sports Nation breaking news.
Steve is now up to 121 on Twitter
Oh.
and climbing.
Okay, I'm coming back every day until I hit 4,200 so I can beat Jerem.
You're good. It's gonna be
Dude,
a
nice.
while,
Way to
brother.
respond out there. Thank you. I'll try to be somewhat witty or something in my tweets.
I texted you Sunday too. I said, dude, now that you're on, you got to deliver like every day.
I know, I'm all,
And you're like, that
every
won't be
day."
a problem.
At first, I'm like, man, that's like homework. I hate homework. I gotta like focus and stuff. But yeah, I've been on there a bit. I retweet every once in a while, and that's easy because then I don't have to think.
This is good. Captain quote and retweet sits to my right here.
Captain, hey, settle down. I don't do that everything.